E-bikes, online ordering disasters, and trying not to break a hip. Welcome to Midlife Adventures. In this episode of Giggles and Shit, we're talking about Jill's newest obsession, e-bikes, and how a simple birthday gift turned into a full-blown procurement nightmare. From ordering the wrong model and debating whether to send it back, to freezing your face off on your first ride in April snow. Yeah, that's how it's going. We get into the reality of getting older, wanting to stay active without killing yourself, and why pedal assist might be the best invention ever. Plus, a little PSA from the front lines. Wear a helmet because apparently the ER is full of people who didn't. Because midlife isn't about slowing down, it's about figuring out how to keep going without pulling a muscle. Welcome to episode 10. Welcome to the shit show.
Hi, Jill. Another episode of the Giggles and Shit show. What's new with you?
Hey, Diane. So, I want to talk about my new passion, something that's definitely on my hit list, e-bikes. So, yes, I know.
Okay.
Before you ask, I have a helmet.
Okay, I was gonna ask. I really was.
So, Peter and I, our birthdays are just a couple of weeks apart. And, we've reached an age where, presents are not something that we really need. We have so much. And so we did, talked about what would be something great that we could do together and that maybe could get us outside and maybe a little bit of exercise. So, Peter has been wanting an e-bike for a while. He's been mentioning them. And I'm like, I already have a bike, which I haven't ridden in years because, it's just not incredibly comfortable and I don't necessarily have the stamina to do long bike rides. And so the idea of an e-bike actually made sense to me because it gets me outside. It gives me exercise because it's pedal assist. It's not I mean, it can replace full propulsion, like you can not pedal, but you can also pedal so you can get some exercise. And the one thing that's great about where we live is there's actually a lot of places to trails around to actually go on your e-bike down by the lake. There's trails all over Aurelia and Romera where we live. So I finally got my e-bike
Mhm.
and opened it up. Peter started to assemble it and he's like, oh shit, this is the wrong model. So,
Oh, not what you ordered.
well, okay. So here's the story. So, I'm a researcher by trade, and I also am the sorceress when it comes to my job. So I did a ton of research, looked at all the various models that were out there. I read all the reviews. I did a complete side by side analysis, cost benefit, like the whole deal.
Yep.
And so when I went to order them, there was this free package and discounts that came with any order. So it's a great time to buy right now. And so we chose this bike manufacturer called Wanderer, and they had some really great options. And they also had like $100 off. They had a free package where you get this security card, you get a mirror, you get a whole bunch of accessories. And when I placed the order, they, for some reason, it only gave us one of the free package. So I had to contact support and they said, you should get it. You should cancel your order, resubmit it, and then it should be fine. So
Hmm.
I did that. And by the time I resubmitted, some of the package, the free stuff was gone. So I was quite annoyed by that. And I also didn't notice that I had actually ordered the wrong bike. And of course, it was my bike. That was
Not
wrong.
Peter's. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the same model. The difference being one comes with what's called step through to make it easier to get onto. So there's no
Oh,
sort of middle
crossbar.
part where you can actually put your leg through to make it easier to get onto the seat. The other model is where you actually have to lift your leg off the back and swing onto it. And I'm not a spring chicken. So me swinging legs is not a good idea. Not to mention my balance isn't great. So I ended up getting the one where I have to swing my leg. And I went back and forth with the support to talk about how I could get a replacement. And, while it was my fault because I ordered the wrong product, I feel a little bit like it's, their ordering process because I had ordered the correct one to begin with. So the whole,
Right.
rigmarole of trying to order the correct thing, canceling, reordering, in the confusion, it was my fault. Ultimately, they agreed that they would take it back. So they would take it back, but there was no guarantees that I would get the bike that I want with the discount that I want, with the free stuff that I want.
Oh,
Plus, they were going to charge me like $160 Canadian for shipping and all that stuff. So I just decided to keep it. So I took it out today for my maiden voyage, and it was a lot of fun, actually. I
well,
really,
that's good.
I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
That does sound like fun. How fast does it go?
28 miles an hour,
Okay.
which I'm pretty sure is not legal for Canadian roads. But
Yeah.
what's really kind of cool about it, and I don't want to knock the manufacturer, which is Wanderer. Um, the cool thing is it's actually foldable. So the whole boat
Oh,
bike literally folds in half. So you can
right.
pick it up and put it in your trunk if you want to
Amazing.
go to like a different location or maybe a different trail. So both bikes fold in half to make it easier to take it wherever we want. Like we do have tons of trails around here, but if we get bored of the trails around here and we want to maybe want to go to Ajax because Ajax has a
Yeah,
tremendous trail system, we could actually do that.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Because we have them for rent all over Ajax, right? There's e-bikes on every corner in the spring and summer. Derek and I could just, tap a credit card and hop on some rented ones. You guys bring down
Yeah.
your owned ones. I don't
Yeah.
know that I have a helmet though. I'll have to look for a helmet.
Yeah. Well, I ended up getting I looked at all the accessories, right? Of course, because I want to accessorize. So I ended up getting a really nice bike helmet, and it came with like the sunglasses for
Ooh,
riding. They're kind of like sunglass goggles for UV, and there's like bike alarms that you can get. You can get like water bottle holders. You can get saddlebags for the back if you want to pack a picnic. It's kind of cool. It's
that is neat.
yeah, so that's on my hit list. Like it's really for me, I think it's going to be a good way for me to get out and get more exercise and more vitamin D sunshine.
Yes. Well, I'm wishing you both good weather this spring and summer. Be
Yeah.
nice if that got warmer right quick so you could use it a lot.
Yes, I know. So it was beautiful here on Friday, but my bike wasn't together. And of course, Peter was working. It was gorgeous, 20 degrees, sitting on my back deck. The birds were singing. It was just gorgeous. And then Saturday rolls around and it's like raining, raining.
Torrential
There's
downpour. Yeah.
yeah, torrential downpour. Aurelia is actually flooded. I don't know if you've heard the news reports. Aurelia downtown in parts has been flooded. Muskoka parts have been
Yeah.
flooded as well because we got so much rain in one day.
Yeah, the creek at the back of our house is pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping for some good weather. Like today when Peter finally put the bike together and set it all up. Because I was waiting, hemming and hawing between, do I return it? Do I pay the extra to get the step through versus the leg over, whatever the heck it's called. So he ended up putting it together today, and it's like 3 degrees. I have my helmet on, and I'm taking it for my maiden voyage, and my forehead is freezing.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
snowing.
Yeah, we were in the hot tub this morning and I looked out and it looked like it was snowing. It's
That's
craziness. It's
yeah, it's crazy.
April.
I know.
Yeah.
I've heard that the weather for the next month is not supposed to be like it's the El Nino or El whatever something effect. The West Coast is supposed to get just gorgeous hot weather, and
Gross.
here, central Ontario and Quebec, I think, is supposed to get like rain and cold.
Boo.
Boo,
Boo.
boo. Yeah, not good. Anyway. I hope that we get a chance to go e-biking together if you guys
Yeah,
ever
that'd be great.
decide. Yeah, if you wanted to come up here. We do not have rentals, so if
Okay.
you buy e-bikes, you can bring them with you, or you can
Oh,
try ours out and you might actually fall in love. So,
yeah, that's entirely possible. We have looked at them, like walking the dogs in our neighborhood. We've looked at the e-bikes and thought, we really should hop on one of those one time and see what it's like. So maybe I'll drag him out and see if he gets addicted on a rental and then
yeah.
talk him into buying our own.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Well,
be
I mean,
surprised.
when you come up for a visit, you can take ours out because they're the proper e-bikes versus the rentals, they're not necessarily, they're like for everybody. So they're not
Yeah.
necessarily the proper height or, adjusted according to what you would need. So, and a lot of them are scooters too, which scare me. I don't like scooters, like the ones where you just stand on them. That scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. So I work with a bunch of surgeons, as you know, at the hospital, and every summer when those e-bikes and e-scooters start being readily available, all I hear from all of the ortho surgeons is how much ortho trauma comes through the emerge from kids just hopping on one of those things without any training, without any helmet, without any sort of research, because they're not doing any sort of research before hopping on one of those things. You've obviously done your research and know what you're getting into. These kids just tap a card on one of those things and take off like they're, a bat out of hell
Yeah.
and end up in a merge and with broken ankles and wrists, and it's worrisome.
Yeah, for sure. I think I have had the benefit of having, when I was a kid, I was on motorbikes when I was in New Brunswick. I grew up around trails. I had my own motorbike. So I'm used to having some sort of, motorized something. And then when
Mhm.
Peter and I met, we got ATVs. So ATVs is also something that far more powerful than an e-bike, but that,
Oh yeah.
does require some skill. So I do have both of us, Peter and I both have experience in operating uh well, me for motorbikes and him for ATVs. So I feel like I'm appropriately equipped and trained to handle it, but we shall see. We shall see.
Well, if we all get some, we'll have to start our own e-bike gang. Get like
There,
some colors.
So apparently there's a lot of e-bike clubs, believe it or not, and a lot of them are actually for people who are our age, who are over a certain age, who want the freedom of the mobility, but don't have, they don't want to feel sore after going on an excursion. So there's actually a lot of people who do it, and they're all over, like in the United States and Canada. But I'm all down for creating our own gang and colors and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah. We'll get pink satin jackets and put the Giggles and Shits logo on there.
Oh my gosh. I'm thinking merch for sure. Ah, that's too funny. All right. Well, listen, I will post in the description link to my e-bike if you're interested.
Okay.
And if you do decide, listeners, gigglers, I think we're calling, not shitters. Gigglers.
Oh, yes, definitely gigglers. Yeah.
Okay. So for the gigglers out there who are interested in e-bike, do your research. Find the right bike for you. It is really important to, get the right height, the right weight, because they're not all created equal. And make sure that you get the right power. There's lots of inexpensive, cheap e-bikes that you can get on Amazon, and they're not all good. So I would suggest, highly recommend you do your research. So link in the description and stay safe, gigglers.
Yeah, get yourself a helmet.
Get a helmet.
Get a helmet.
All right. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Giggles and Shit Show. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe on Substack at GigglesnShit.substack.com so you'll never miss an episode. You'll get all our content, podcasts, videos, and newsletter delivered right to your inbox. Join our chat to post your very own shit or hit list. We want to hear about the shit that's driving you crazy or making your week a hit. Come laugh, cry, and keep it real with us and our Gen X community.